Iran today has a magical opportunity to say that they will negotiate a ceasefire, but only if it's with Obama.
Iran's trolling of Trump is just so fucking funny. They're so goddamn good at it with their AI and their Lego videos, and now they've said they'll only negotiate with Obama because he's the GOAT.
What? Look at this. He is still calling out Obama. He still has Obama on his mind. Greatest sucker of them all, Trump called. This is all about the fact that he cannot get the Obama deal with Iran. That's what this is all about. This is why he's complaining. This is why it's all because he can't get the Obama deal. So yeah, he hasn't been president in years and years and years and years and still calling him out. But that's what this is all about. I want you to understand this whole war thing. Trump cannot stop the war unless he gets a better deal than Obama had. And Iran is not offering that. So this right here is why he's going absolutely nuts. This is why he's going crazy. This is keeping him up at night. He can't get the deal Obama got years ago. Let me know what you think in the comments, and like and follow for more.
So Iran just tweeted out that they will only negotiate with Obama. Yep. They said, sorry, we're holding out for the GOAT. Yeah, we're not talking to you. We were going to wait for President Obama, the greatest president of all time. We ain't fucking with you, but we're chilling here by the Strait of Hormuz until you send in the varsity team. We will only negotiate with Obama. Oh my, Trump's head is going to explode. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Trump, there will be ketchup, french fries, and cheeseburgers hitting every wall of the White House.
Apparently, we're now offering Iran what is the equivalent to Obama's original nuclear deal. Yeah, that's where we're at. Back to square one. You know the deal that Donald Trump tore up because it had Obama's name on it, and that hurts his feelings? And he came out and said it was a very stupid deal, a terrible deal, the worst deal ever. You know, that deal. Well, apparently it's not stupid anymore. Maybe somebody read it. But hey, this is what happens when you elect people that are more concerned with one-upping the opposition than actually governing. Like Donald Trump. I would be interested to know how many people have died because he tore up that nuclear deal just because it had Obama's name on it, and that's a scary Muslim-sounding name. Ooh. It might have even had Hussein on it. Ooh. And for the MAGA morons that haven't figured it out yet, this is the United States of America, not the Alabama football team. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, get that through your head. Yeah, because when you elect really stupid people, people die. That's what happens. And I know you don't care about that because the people that die aren't the same color as you. And, you know, that's a huge disqualifier for you to care. And keep in mind that basically every single one of our allies told Donald Trump to not tear up the Iran nuclear deal. They told him that what's happening right now, is exactly what would happen. Now, we did have one ally who did not agree with that. Do you have any idea who that was? Yeah. Israel. Of course. Israel, the country that got us into the Iraq war. Here's a crazy idea. How about we not listen to war criminals when we start trying to make decisions about what we're going to do with foreign policy and war and all these things? How about we not listen to war criminals like Benjamin Netanyahu? Because that's exactly what he is. But here we sit today listening to a man who committed genocide against the Palestinians and potentially going into war to keep him happy. A man that committed genocide against Palestinians. Yeah. You know, they say you can tell a lot about a person by the type of people they hang out with. Yeah. Yeah. We hang out with Benjamin Netanyahu. What does that tell you about us? Now, I know a lot of you guys' mouths are watering at the idea of live streaming, you know, the U.S. bombing Iran on the big screen while you play beer pong and probably got baseball and football on the other screen. And look, I get it. Death and destruction is entertaining to a lot of you people. It's not a sport, okay? These are people's lives we're talking about. People just like you and me that don't give two shits what their government thinks. Yeah. The ones that should perish shall not be the ones that do. It will be the innocents. It's always the innocents. Yeah.
This is the latest. So Iran made a special announcement on Iran News Media, and they said they don't want to talk to this guy. No way, no how. They said nope. And they want to talk. The only one they'll talk to is Barack Obama. This is...
We pulled it off without firing a missile. We got 97% of their enriched uranium out. They were able to maintain a modest civilian nuclear program for energy. And
So you think it was working?
well, that's, not only did I think it was working, even Israeli intelligence thought it was working. Even our intelligence services thought it was working. So there's no dispute that it worked.
Well, there you have it. We wouldn't be in this mess if Trump wouldn't have ripped up the deal that Obama made with Iran. Whether you like it or not, it was working. For what it needed to do, it was working. But it just wasn't a good thing, according to Trump. Let me tell you something. And I know MAGA is going to come into the comment section and they're going to be like, oh, what do you want to do? Just send pallets of money over to Iran? It was Iran's money with interest. Okay? Or what do you, Iran can't have nukes. We have nukes. A lot of other countries have them. You mean to tell me you're going to trust Trump with a nuke? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Are you? And then here's the thing. It doesn't matter if he goes over there and destroys that entire country or wherever, so we don't have to send money here, and there. Okay? You'll never see the money that Trump saves. Okay? The higher elites will see it, but the middle class will never see it. Where's that Doge money at? Where's that $5,000, MAGA? Where's that at? Huh? All that fraud that Elon Musk found. Did you get that? You didn't get that, did you? Huh? What about the $2,000? Huh? What about the peace president? Oh, I can negotiate anything. You can't be a good president unless you can negotiate. Where's that at? You all voted. You voted for no wars. You voted for cheap gas. You voted for eggs. You voted for groceries. And guess what you got? You got a fucking egg. Yeah, that's what you got, was an egg. You fucking...
So get this, Donald Trump attacked Iran on the premise that they were developing nuclear weapons and that he needed to strike their nuclear sites in order to contain them. Yet, back in 2018, Donald Trump withdrew from the Iran nuclear deal, which blocked Iran from developing nuclear weapons. Now, do you know why Donald Trump withdrew from this deal? Because guess who signed it? Barack Obama. That's right. Back in 2015, Barack Obama struck the Iran nuclear deal that imposed strict limits and inspections on Iran's nuclear programs in exchange for lifting economic sanctions against Iran. And it was working, as is proven by this chart. But because Donald Trump could not stand the idea of Barack Obama striking a successful deal, Trump withdrew from the agreement despite facing global opposition and despite there being no evidence of Iran violating this deal. And now, in 2025, Donald Trump is taking us into war to contain their nuclear program, which Barack Obama had already done 10 years ago without having to take us into war. So there you have it. All of this to spite Obama, a man who was superior to Donald Trump in every sense of...
We had a deal, this deal with Obama. Trump did not like it, but that deal, that held, and Iran took out almost all, virtually just only a tiny bit was left, not enough for a bomb, all out of the country. And we watched it, we monitored it. We had 24/7 cameras to monitor this. We had human on-site inspections to monitor this. 2018, Trump just ripped it up, walked away unilaterally, and from that point on, it's been pedaled to the metal by Iran in upgrading that enriched uranium, and that's how you got to that material that would be enough for the 16 bombs, and right now, we don't know where that is.
Donald Trump just got absolutely embarrassed by Iran, and President Obama is the reason. Now, Donald Trump just sent a big, beautiful letter to Iran, asking them to come to the table to discuss a nuclear deal, something President Obama was successful at doing. And Iran immediately responded to Donald Trump, saying this, quote, "The insistence on the part of some bully states on negotiations is not to resolve issues, but to dominate and impose their own expectations. The Islamic Republic of Iran will definitely not accept their demands," unquote. And this is Donald Trump's fault. He set this up. Iran is saying, look, we don't trust you. You're not here to make a deal. Look what Donald Trump did with the USMCA and where he's at now. Look at how he's dealing with Ukraine. Iran looks at Donald Trump and says, nah, you're all talk. But President Obama was able to get Iran to the table and strike a deal. A deal, by the way, that Donald Trump undone, hoping that he could get his own deal in place. And he has absolutely failed. And I promise you, the ketchup is hitting the wall at Mar-a-Lago.
Now, this is Obama's response after he learned that Iran wants to deal with only him, the GOAT, the go-to guy, and that he's on the varsity team and not Pee-wee football. So here we go. I think it's hysterical. Look at his response. It is so good. Way to go, Obama. And we will see you hopefully for a third term. And yes, it'll be really.
So a lot of people was wondering if Iran was going to respond after Trump rejected their ceasefire proposal, calling it garbage, saying it's totally unacceptable. What they did, their parliament speaker, Mohammed, he responded Monday. That was yesterday, y'all. Everybody's saying today. That was yesterday when he said this. He said their armed forces are ready to respond and react to anybody, any aggressor that tries to attack them. Because he knew what Trump said about if they didn't accept or come to any kind of agreements, that it would be new attacks. So for everybody that's saying, oh, Duke, you don't know what you're talking about, I don't know you get your information. Trump said this is going to be over with in a couple of weeks, man. I don't know where y'all get that from. Or some of y'all said a couple of days. I don't know where y'all getting that from. He made this statement yesterday, y'all. And why did he make this statement? We can only assume because of what Trump said. If they don't come to agreement, he said you can look for some.
The Iranian government have literally gone on every single television channel they possibly can to be like, we don't want to make nukes. And it's not just the last month that they've said this. They've been saying this for like 20 years. No one cares because it's not even about the denuclearization agreement. I literally had the guy who wrote the deal sitting right there, explain under the Obama administration when they successfully created a multilateral agreement. They brought in China, they brought in Russia, they brought in the EU, they created the International Atomic Energy Agency to show the world that the Iranians were willing to cooperate in exchange for sanctions relief, and that this had nothing to do with nukes at all and everything to do with Israel's own design in the region. I had the guy who wrote the deal. He said it out loud. And I keep hearing from the Americans over and over again that like, oh, why do they just want the nukes so bad? They don't. And the enriched uranium beyond civilian usage is simply for a better leverage negotiation position. They literally are enriching uranium beyond civilian usage, not because they want to fucking build a nuke tomorrow or whatever the fuck Israel claims, but so that they can get some sanctions relief. Also, they should have nukes. I think they should have nukes. If they had nukes, it would be like North Korea. Every country in the aftermath of the dissolution of the USSR, where a separate world power could actually protect other countries under their own nuclear umbrella, you gotta build nukes. That's it. It's very clear that China is not offering that same protective cover to nations in the periphery. It's just clear. China will never do the same thing that Khrushchev did. Khrushchev, for all of his failures, people are like, oh, he's a revisionist, whatever. Khrushchev was a lion. When has there ever been another nuclear superpower that's a sovereign nation that has turned around and said, oh, you want to with these guys? We will nuke you. Never. He put the nukes in Cuba. My lion, dude. It is objectively a fact that America and the Western capitalists, when left without any counterforce in the world, would basically design the planet with their endless greed and their endless hunger in this dystopian existence that we live in now. In the absence of an alternative, look where we're at since the 90s at the domestic level. Neoliberalism has destroyed this country and destroyed the Western liberal capitalist safe havens. And that happened because there is no USSR.
Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Y'all come on in the room. Have y'all heard? Have you heard? Have you heard? T. Look, like, lead, share, entertainment purposes only. And I'm just coming through this morning because, friend, did you know Iran Texas and said that there's no more negotiation with Donald Trump, that they need to go, Obama. They used the word go. I bet Red Plum, I bet Orange Man himself and fucked around and turned another color. I bet you he turned another color. I bet them French fries and McDonald's grease don't taste that good this morning. They ran text and said negotiation is through with Donald Trump. That they got, if you want to come to the table and negotiate with them, you got to call the GOAT. Obama. Obama. Breaking news.
So this is the latest breaking news. Donald Trump is not happy with Iran's response, saying that they want to bring back Obama, that they only want to talk to Obama, the GOAT, someone on the varsity team. So after Donald Trump heard this, this is what he looked like. He was not happy. And I have Obama's response. It's so good. I got a photo of him when he was learned of this, what Iran wants. Here we go. I'll get it.
So Iran just tweeted out that they will only negotiate with Obama. Yep. They said, sorry, we're holding out for the GOAT. Yeah, we're not talking to you. We were going to wait for President Obama, the greatest president of all time. We ain't fucking with you, but we're chilling here by the Strait of Hormuz until you send in the varsity team. We will only negotiate with Obama. Oh my, Trump's head is going to explode. He's... I'm sorry. Oh my God. Trump, there will be ketchup, french fries, and cheeseburgers hitting every wall of the White House tonight. Because Iran is straight trolling Trumpy McDupper pants. He's wiper, clean up on the aisle, Oval Office. Yeah, he got a big load right now after this one. Yeah, Iran is trolling Trump. They said they're only going to negotiate with Barack Obama. Fucking genius.
Overnight, Donald Trump posted dozens of times on Truth Social calling for President Obama's arrest, calling President Obama the most, quote, demonic force in American politics, suggesting that President Obama received $120 million from Obamacare, and more in a lengthy tirade that spanned over 30 posts in a matter of minutes. It's not a surprise to see the president struggle to stay awake during the day when he's up all night, ranting on Truth Social and reposting just absurd claims. None of his claims are actually true, and the reason I even make these videos are because for years, the right attacked President Biden for not being fully fit to serve. Staying up all night and posting radical claims, calling for the arrest of President Obama, saying that President Obama is treasonous, all of these things, I mean, that is, any media personnel should look at that and say, that's not fully fit either. And this is not a just let Trump be Trump moment. Presidents should be held to a higher standard. Spread the word, follow for more.
In today's international political climate, many people believe that Barack Obama remains one of the figures best suited to represent the United States in important dialogues and negotiations. As a result, questions often arise about why Donald Trump is not always viewed as the person most expected to take on that role. Many also wonder why some parties do not actively seek Trump's involvement in certain diplomatic processes, and why a number of countries appear to feel more comfortable working with Obama. Looking back to 2015, the Obama administration reached an agreement with Iran through diplomatic means without resorting to military action. By contrast, during Trump's presidency, relations between Washington and Tehran became strained on several occasions, at times leading to military confrontations. Those who hold Obama in high regard argue that finding common ground with Trump can be more challenging, because they believe he places a greater emphasis on power and personal interests than is necessary. Many people ask that if the goal is to reach an agreement with the United States, why not simply invite Trump to participate in the process and work toward a shared solution? However, according to this perspective, Obama continues to be viewed as a figure who enjoys a high level of credibility and trust among international audiences. Some even argue that his reputation has become increasingly positive over time, particularly because he was the first black president in the history of the United States. Although he left the White House years ago, Obama is still regarded by many as one of the most influential leaders America has ever produced. In public discussions, he is often seen receiving more praise and goodwill than criticism. Not only in the United States, but also around the world, Obama is frequently viewed as a leader capable of engaging in dialogue and seeking solutions through negotiation. Those who admire him believe that when he participates in diplomatic discussions, he generally aims to build consensus and reduce unnecessary conflict. Trump, meanwhile, repeatedly criticized the Iran nuclear agreement negotiated during the Obama administration, arguing that it allowed Tehran to move closer to developing nuclear weapons capabilities. From that perspective, some people believe Trump was implying that Obama had conceded too much to Iran. Supporters of Obama, however, question why a diplomatic agreement should be viewed as harmful to American interests. In their view, the purpose of the agreement was to limit and monitor Iran's nuclear program, not to assist the country in developing weapons. At the same time, some argue that Trump's opposition stemmed from concerns about Iran possessing weapons that could be used in military conflicts. Nevertheless, his critics point out that the Trump administration also relied on military power in confrontations with actors it sought to contain. According to this interpretation, Trump is seen as someone who prefers to maintain a high degree of control over international affairs. Another topic that is frequently raised is Trump's relationship with Canada. Some people argue that he made statements that left many Canadians feeling uncomfortable, including remarks related to the idea of Canada becoming the 51st state of the United States. While such a proposal has not been considered a realistic policy objective, many Canadians nevertheless objected to the comments, believing they were inconsistent with the principle of national sovereignty. According to this viewpoint, if a leader fails to address domestic economic challenges effectively, the economy will continue to face significant difficulties. Critics of Trump argue that expanding American influence into Canada would not solve internal U.S. problems and could instead create additional pressures for both countries. They contend that if such ideas were ever implemented in practice, both the United States and Canada could face complex challenges involving public finances, administrative governance, and social conditions. This is also seen as one reason why many Canadians disagree with Trump's views. In their opinion, some of his policies and statements have at times created additional difficulties for partners, rather than helping them achieve their objectives. A segment of the American public has also expressed frustration over what they perceive as increasing economic pressure in their daily lives. They ask why, if a leader truly intends to serve the people, so many families continue to struggle with financial burdens. These individuals believe their living conditions have become more difficult and want the government to devote greater attention to domestic needs. From this perspective, Some people argue that Iran does not view Trump as the individual most capable of meeting its expectations in negotiations. Consequently, they place greater confidence in Obama, whom they see as calmer, more cautious, and more moderate in his leadership style. According to this view, working with Obama is considered easier than negotiating with Trump. There are also those who speculate that Iran may see an opportunity to improve relations with the United States if a figure such as Obama were to continue playing a significant role in American political life. They argue that if presidential term limit rules were changed and Obama were somehow eligible to run again, he could still attract substantial voter support. People who share this perspective believe that an Obama victory could create opportunities for more constructive cooperation between the United States and other countries. Conversely, they worry that if Trump continues to play a prominent leadership role, international relationships could face greater tensions. For this reason, they believe Obama is better suited for discussions involving U.S.-Iran relations. In their view, he is more willing to listen, seek common ground, and resolve disagreements through dialogue, whereas they express concern that Trump can sometimes make decisions that are difficult to predict. Critics of Trump also argue that a leader should place the well-being and interests of citizens above all else. From their perspective, it is the people who grant authority to government through the ballot box, and therefore a president's foremost responsibility is to serve the broader public interest. Based on all of these arguments, those who hold this viewpoint conclude that Donald Trump is exercising presidential power in a manner that they believe does not fully meet the expectations of a significant segment of the American population.